didn't dawn on me till Mason was like halfway through my intro, like the reason why he told that story was so I can get from the back up there. I'm just sitting there listening like, yeah, that was an awful fucking show. How y'all doing? I think I pissed off y'all. My friends came in and I started talking and then one of y'all was like, do you want to move up front? And then everybody was like, yeah. I'm like, fuck yeah, I'm funny. What the fuck? It's okay, I still love y'all. Y'all, welcome to Central Cinema. I'm saying that like I'm not almost the last motherfucker, but clap it up. Yeah. My name is Brandy Augustus. I had been here before. It was like 3 years ago. I don't know what Keith was doing with this mic. Did y'all see him violating this mic stand? This whole set, he was like forcing the bitch down. Like, oh my goodness, I got some finesse. But yeah, the last time that I was here was like 3 years ago. I can't remember what show I came to see. I just remember that like that was the night that I had broke up with my boyfriend at the time. Woo! I appreciate that energy. It was wild though, because it was just like, okay, after the movie or whatever, I had parked in the back parking lot. We go in the back, we fucking, or whatever. Yeah, I mean, I gotta be fucking that. Like, I didn't see a good movie, had a couple drinks in, like, let's go ahead and get this in, because I gotta go home, I got babies, I gotta go sleep. So yeah, so like, we in the back seat of our car or whatever, but he was like an older dude, it was like, things logistically we had to work out, so he's like trying to, like, you know, get it. I'm like sitting down on it or whatever. So he like takes off his shoes to gain some traction. So I'm like, I'm trying to match his motherfucking energy. So I bend down and grab my toes, like, and then as soon as I do, I get slapped in the face with swamp foot. It was the most putrid smell. But the thing is, I knew what to expect because this nigga wore the same goddamn Sperry's every day and it's on his way. Like, what the fuck did he expect? Oh my God, I had to break up with him that night. It was just like, I got boundaries. There are things that I just like really can't tolerate. I have no idea how his wife dealt with that shit. Just saying. Okay, I remember that one. It's a bunch of shit I'm trying to work through. Y'all here with me though, right? Yeah. All right. I am a walking contradiction. I'm a social justice warrior. Like legit, I'm an organizer. I work for a social justice organization. Like, thank you, clap it up, because this motherfucker started rubbing his face and he was already tired of me. Like, white people love, y'all shoot motherfuckers, I'm like, me, yes. Like, y'all red. So you got pink eye. He be eating your booty? Do you eat your booty? Oh, you said no, he eats my booty. Wait, no. Who's together? Y'all are together. Okay, so does he eat your booty? So that's why your eyes red. Got it. I was just trying to make 1 + 1. Okay, so I myself am a walking contradiction. I work at a social justice organization. I also like do my own nonprofit shit or whatever. So it's like a bunch of calendars and schedules and shit I gotta keep or whatever. Y'all, for this comedy shit, I don't know until I get the notification the morning of. You know? I woke up last night, I knew, I was like, there is something, November 2nd, there is fucking something I gotta do. I couldn't remember what it was until I woke up this morning and Facebook was like, hey bitch. I was like, and it was like, you gotta be at Central Cinema tonight. I was like, oh yeah, that's right. That's right. Like, another way that I'm a contradiction is like, you know, like I said, I work for a social justice organization, so I'm about like, you know, combating all the isms and the phobias and all that shit or whatever. But as a black woman who is on the plus side of 250 pounds, I refuse to buy Uggs. Like, I don't know if y'all ever seen like a larger lady in Uggs and when they start to lean, y'all motherfuckers act like it's an egregious fucking act. I mean, damn if y'all be walking behind me video for TikTok. No, I just won't buy Uggs. I'm combating, I'm undoing my own fat phobia. It just ain't gonna start with the Uggs. Let's see. What else? Oh, I got a puppy. The reason why this is a contradiction is because I'm allergic like a motherfucker. Like, I have to take all types of pills and shit. But it's okay because, like, I love this little nigga to death. Like, swear to God. Like, and also what I realize is I'm a sucker for a toxic relationship. So it's like right on par. But it's wild to me with like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I wasn't raised with pets in the house. Like, black parents, we don't play that shit for real. So, like, I'm learning, and I don't really know how to train this motherfucker. So he just wild and do whatever the fuck he wants to do. Are you yawning? Am I making you tired? You don't even know how to emote anymore. I'm sorry, I'm gonna leave you alone. But, like, this, like, I try and do my best because I love Puppy to death or whatever, but he's embarrassing. Like, people can't come to the house, I can't take him outside, and it's not like he's violent or whatever, he's just really happy, like excited to see everybody, like everyone's his best fucking friend. Oh, yeah! Crackhead energy. So, like, I had taken him, like, to my neighbor or whatever, and she's, like, so sick of him because he gets outside and he barks. Like, bitch, what the fuck? A dog barks. Like, okay, whatever. And, like, I'm talking to her and her mom, and I was like, yeah, I just don't know how to, like, get him to stop barking or whatever. And she was like, oh, well, you can use a shock collar. Bitch, I use a shock collar on you. What the fuck is it with white people and oppression? Y'all love to, like hinder and shock or some shit. Because then after she talked about the shock collar, she was like, yeah, you could also muzzle train them. Bitch, what the fuck is a muzzle? There's not, no, put a muzzle on you. And then she was the second white woman to tell me that. And it was actually a coworker who said it to me the second time. And I'm surprised that I still kept my job. Because my immediate response to it was like, why is it that white women want to muzzle some shit? And it was like, but the way, that's the way it came into my brain. So that's the way that it came out my mouth. She was so shocked that she had to think about it because we work at a social justice organization. And I'm sure she went home and was in deep motherfucking thought. And I'm glad that I can be that motherfucking catalyst sometimes. So white people, in general, I love this section. This is the first time I've done this. So hope y'all love it too. White people, y'all gotta work on y'all fucking communication. Honestly. Y'all be saying some shit that be blatantly racist, and it's just like, oh, I know who the fuck you are. But then y'all be saying some shit that be like overtly or covertly racist or whatever, and I'll be like, is that a microaggression? So, examples. I am not originally from here. I was born in Plainfield, New Jersey. Get up for Northwest. I see you, whoop, whoop, gang, gang. But I was raised in Cincinnati, Ohio. Whoever said that, yeah, give it up for the Midwest. I spent 2 years in Little Rock, Arkansas, though. You know what the fuck is in Little Rock, Arkansas?
Nothing.
Regret. That's all I can tell you. Number one export, regret. So I was there, okay. So, like, I was there for 2 years. I guess I can tell y'all this story too, statute of limitations and whatnot. So, I ended up in Little Rock, Arkansas, chasing after some boy, right? I don't even want to get into that full story, but I ended up in Little Rock, Arkansas because this country motherfucker said that he didn't want to move to Cincinnati, Ohio because the buildings were too close together. I should have known right then that this motherfucker, we were not in the same bracket. Like, before I even moved down there, we would get into the dumbest of arguments, like Central. He did not know that he was on Central Time, and wanted me to explain to him how Cincinnati was Eastern Time, but considered Midwest. Who the fuck am I to explain that? Bitch, I have a public school education. Like, I don't know these things. Goddamn, you should know. But whatever. So this guy that I moved down there for, like, it didn't work out. It was awful. And the last year, the 2 years that I was there, was like low-key violent. And I tell people that, and they be like, he hit you. I'm like, bitch, he was 5'6". Yeah. He tried it, but it wasn't like we were wrestling. Like, you know how girls have to tussle a little bit, like. But it wasn't nothing serious until it was. So he was cheating on me. I didn't care. I was over it. I was done at that point or whatever. I was just like, don't disrespect me in my house. And that's what happened. I had checked his phone. The bank was texting him. What the fuck is Regents texting you at 7:30 at night? Like, he works for Loomis. So he tried to make it make sense, but it just didn't or whatever. And I was like, you tell that bitch, whoever she is, that you are off duty at 6:30. And you will holler at her at 6:30 in the morning. He said, bitch, I ain't got to tell you shit. He's like, hey, me? You talking to me? Okay. So I had stopped cooking by this point. So he's like, he had made some noodles. I had stopped cooking a year prior for this motherfucker. I'm only cooking for my children at this point. So I walked past him like a fucking savage. He's like sitting down on a chair, only in his boxers, and he has like a bowl of noodles in his lap or whatever. And because he ain't had no fucking home training, instead of like turning the fork to put the noodles on, he would like pick them up, let them drip, and then drop them motherfuckers into his mouth. Who eats like that? Every bite. Every single bite. So as soon as he went to drop the motherfuckers, I walked past and tipped that bowl on his dick. Ran my babies and walked out. Don't you cuss at me. Don't you cuss no bitch. Your mama's a bitch. That's why she didn't know what a 9-volt battery was. Motherfucker talking about go get the square one. A square battery, dumbass. Hey, I got a baby by this nigga. I'm so scared. My youngest son, he makes me scared for my life sometimes just because his daddy family. But anyway, so we were talking about white people. We were talking about child. So let's go back to that. He's like, right, that is where we were. So that's how I ended up in Knoxville, Tennessee. After I committed a crime, got on a Greyhound bus that happened like Wednesday. I was in Knoxville by Friday. So yeah, I ain't been back. Yeah, y'all are thankful. Yes. So as soon as I moved here, though, my history is in hospitality. That's my work history, working for Hilton, doing front desk and night audit. So immediately I got a job at a hotel on Parkside. 3 o'clock in the morning, like 3 months into living in Knoxville, whatever, 11 years ago. I'm on Parkside, 3 o'clock in the morning. This trucker comes in, big ass hat, got on the vest. He looks at me, he goes, is this hotel American owned and operated? And this is before I had any politic of any sort or whatever. So my dumb ass was like, no, sir, this is actually owned and operated by Raj Patel. And I point to the sign behind me for verification because the only thing that white people love more than oppression is some written shit. Like, like y'all love signs and rules. Like, as soon as like somebody trying to tell you to do something, like, for real? Really? Well, show me where it's written. You know what I'm like? What the fuck does that mean? Like I don't be breaking rules and shit, but whatever. So I show him the sign for validation. Like I got this sign on my back. He gonna trust me a little bit. And he's like, all right, you're right, all right. So I'm like, but the hotel down the street, I'm about to actually start working there. I know the owner of that or whatever. Let me, because I had 13 years of hospitality under my belt. It's my time to shine. Get you this room, okay? 5 minutes. Took me even less than 5 minutes to get his credit card information transferred over to a quiet room with a late checkout, right? I give him the information to go just around the corner to the hotel room, and he's like, thank you. And I'm like, no problem, this is what I do. Like, all cocky and shit. So he walks out, and he comes back in, he turns around, he takes his hat off and puts it over his heart and goes, you speak real well for a colored gal. And then turn right around, and I'm like, that's what the fuck they doing in Knoxville? I speak real well for a colored gal? Okay. So when I moved to PAL, there's two comics up here that was talking about PAL today. They both said Powell. I don't know what the fuck that is. But I know PAL. You take Clinton Highway to get to PAL. You take Clinton Highway too goddamn far, you're gonna be stuck. That's what I realized. But that shit was overtly racist. We can all agree. Saying that somebody speaks real well for a colored gal is racist as fuck. You know what y'all be doing on the daily that y'all don't even consider racist though? Everything. Yes, everything. No, but that dumb shit that, like, if we in conversation or whatever, and then, like, y'all will stop me and be like, well, actually, and then present a real fact. Bitch, you know what the fuck I was talking about? Like, we're playing with context clues here. Like, if I say contradiction, and I mean, like, contraction, if you know what I meant, don't correct me. That's racist. And no, I'm black, and I'm telling you that this is racist. You can't even contradict that, okay? It is not up for fucking debate. Stop doing that shit. It's a microaggression. You ain't gotta be right about everything all the goddamn time. Shit, that's nothing but white supremacy. Let's see. How much time I got? It's time to go. I'm like, yeah, I don't know how long I've been up here.
Not long enough.
Huh? 12 minutes. God damn, is this a special? All right, y'all want me to do one more?
Yeah.
Oh, y'all like, yeah, we're here. God damn. All right. Let's see. So I got kids. Nigglets is what I like to call them. Yeah, and white people never know how to really respond to that. Like, it's so funny, but I know I can't say it out loud. Like, no, you cannot. Ever. Don't even think it. Just be like, she said that one funny thing about the little black children. Yeah. But I got two. I have a 12-year-old who is currently in the 7th grade. He grew up basically in PAL. You know, so he has a very different understanding of blackness or whatever. When he was up there, when we were up there, he kept doing this thing where, like, he would try to pull his hair down and be straight to, like, match his friends or whatever. And I'm like, baby, you can't do that. Our hair is magic. You know, it's also unruly that a bitch that does what the fuck it wants. So, like, ain't no pulling, you can't coax it nowhere. Like, it's just gonna exist. But now he realized, like, yeah, I don't know if y'all understand this, but y'all white, y'all understand oppression and shit because y'all fucking perpetrators. He light-skinned black. So it's a different existence for him. Like, light-skinned black and pal just mean that he was tolerated a little bit more. Light-skinned black on the east side is just like, is that Drake? So it's giving him a lot more confidence. Not more confidence. You know, he wake up with a little bit of swag, make sure he ain't stinking or whatever. But y'all, my oldest son, that nigga don't give a fuck about shit. He is 16 and the smelliest person I've ever met in my life. Like, I get so mad when I walk upstairs and I can smell his door open. If that makes sense, you know? But I try and be a supportive parent, like, to both my kids. Because my mama wants shit. You know, my mama, I've been built like this my whole life, but it's been a long time for me to actually get this down because for a long time I was staying like this. And motherfuckers be like, you're a linebacker, bitch, your mama. Like, what the fuck? I can't help the way I'm in big shoulders or whatever. My daddy was 6'8". But my mama just automatically assumed I was going to be a dyke. Like, she was like, you are butch. I'm like, bitch, you're awful. Wait, why would you say that? I don't know how to deal with this right now. So, like, I rejected my queerness for a long time. So when my oldest son was born, like, I knew, like, in my gut that I was having a little boy. I was prepared. I was like, all right, raising a black man in America. Let's go. Put on the war paint. You know, like, that's how we have to approach parenting or whatever. So when this nigga was born and the doctor told him that, like, he is assigned female at birth, me and him both looked at the doctor. Was like, the fuck is wrong with you? But okay. So I'm like, for years, we played along. We did the whole, like, gender assignment thing with the pinks and the dresses and the bows and shit. Neither one of us liked it because it didn't feel natural. It didn't feel like that's what we were supposed to be doing. So when he was like 11, he came out and he told me he was non-binary. I was like, shit, okay. All right, close. That's almost what I was thinking. You know, but, I'm gonna let you have that. So he was like non-binary, did the they, them thing for like maybe 6-7 months or whatever. And then he finally came out and told me that he was trans. And I was like, my nigga, it took you too long. But okay, everybody walks at their own pace. You know? But I knew from jump what was going on. So now we've been on this journey. And like I said, my mama never supported me, and I don't really know any other parents that are like effectively raising trans children. Like, I know that they exist. I don't see anyone thriving though. So I'm like, I have to set the example. So it's been a really like hard journey to walk or whatever, and I think the biggest thing, and I'll say this and get out of here, the biggest thing that has been hard for me to acclimate to was affirmative things. So pronouns are affirmative. If somebody like has a dead name, don't call them by their fucking dead name. Bitch is no longer like Jessica, it's Jim. You know, little simple shit or whatever. But the hard thing for me was a Packer. Anybody know what a Packer is? Mm-hmm. What's a Packer? Packer's a dick. A Packer's a dick that somebody sent me a link for to buy for my 15-year-old. Mm-hmm. As soon as I clicked that link, I knew that I was going to jail. Because me and him are sitting on the bed together looking at this shit. And I didn't know what a Packer was. I had a trans friend that was just like, this will be helpful, and sent me $100 to get it. I thought it was going to be a banger or some shit. No, dicks page full of dicks, big dicks, little dicks, dicks with straps, dicks that you can wear without straps, like double-ended dicks. I was like, okay, this is definitely on some R. Kelly shit. And I no longer feel safe in my own fucking house. But then I look over at my son, and he is fucking beaming. I mean, just happy because now he is seeing a part of him that he thought would never happen and be complete or whatever. And it was in that moment that I realized I had to get this for him because that was the happiest that a dick will ever make an assigned female at birth person in life.